Dr. Sultan. Just to give you a brief introduction of our esteemed speaker, Dr. Shakir Sultan is currently working in CSIR Triple IM Srinagar in Indian Institute of Integrative Medicine, and the mandate of theirs is to carry out research and extension on medicinal and aromatic plants. Sir has a vast experience on Himalayan medicinal and aromatic plants, and till date we had lectures on almost all the aspects of agroforestry, but no lecture was there on whether there can be integration of various medicinal and aromatic plants in agroforestry systems. So, sir, your presentation is visible. You have very aptly captioned your slide that agroforestry can be a very important aspect of health by exploring the role of medicinal and aromatic plants in integrated manner in combination with maybe fruit trees or several forest trees, because medicinal forest ecosystem is the repository of medicinal plants, so we can explore the possibility of developing forest medicinal tree complex, which will be giving us diverse benefits. So in this context, this presentation is going to be a very useful one for all the participants. This will definitely expose you to a new dimension of exploring the possibility of having very good medicinal and aromatic plants to be intercultured or intercropped in various agroforestry systems. I hope participants will enjoy this session, and I urge upon all the participants to have interaction with our speaker. They may put their queries, clarifications in the chat box, or they can directly interact with our resource person at the end of the presentation. So on behalf of organizing committee, especially ICAR, IGFRI, and National Agriculture Development Cooperative Limited, our technical team, Hamida Madam, and several others, and also on my personal behalf, sir, we heartily welcome your presence in this summer school. Uh, your presentation is visible, yours are audible. The floor is yours. You may proceed for your presentation, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Sohail, for a very nice introduction. And first of all, good afternoon to all the participants, esteemed guests, my dear friends in IGFRI and other associated organizations. Myself, Dr. Shakir from CSR Indian Institute of Integrative Medicine, Sanatnagar branch. I'm working on medicinal aromatic plants from the last almost 2 decades since my PhD work. So today, I think you have given me a very good topic and a very good title, Agroforestry for Health. And probably since from the last probably 20 days, if I am correct, this summer school is going on, and there may be a lot of deliberations, discussions on various aspects of agroforestry, other plant, other crops. But probably now today, I will try to highlight the importance of medicinal aromatic plants in this diversified agriculture, which is the talk of the day, which is in fact the modern agriculture, what we believe in. So let me start. First of all, agroforestry, if we see, you may all be well aware about it is general introduction. It is the sustainable land use system, which helps us to increase our yields when we combine different types of food crops, which we normally say as annuals, with tree crops, those which are perennial. And overall objective of this whole exercise is how we can use these land resources in a very sustainable way, so that the economic and other ecological benefits can be obtained from that activity or from that enterprise. So if we see, when we grow these crops, perennial woody tree crops, with different types of medicinal aromatic plants, which is normally a normal forest has. If we go for any collection in any forest, we normally find this combination in a very good manner and very sustainable manner. Under different protection and different this combination of conifers and all that, we find a group of medicinal aromatic plants around it. And they have a role. These medicinal aromatic plants have a role. And this exercise goes on side by side. So in this sector, now medicinal aromatic plants can play a very important role. And we see that there are a lot of challenges in the present agriculture system, whether it is soil degradation, whether it is pesticide overuse, whether it is loss of biodiversity, or whether it is climate issues and all that. So for these challenges to meet, I think medicinal aromatic plants have a big role to play. And probably for all these challenges, medicinal aromatic plants play a very greater role for overcoming and giving a solution for all of these problems. If whether it is soil degradation, whether it is pesticide, whether it is loss of biodiversity, or whether it is climate change impact on the overall agricultural systems and all that. Now, if we see the overall benefits of this agroforestry is overall to improve the soil health, improve the biodiversity, improve the climate change resilience of the crops, and then finally the ultimate aim, that is to increase the crop productivity. So by combining all these factors, this remains the ultimate aim of any activity if we see at a larger, and this as a scientist is our priority to work on all these aspects of any agricultural system so that sustainable use of these resources can be used and done properly. So while we find now the role of these medicinal aromatic plants, before going into this sector, I hope you might have diversified topics, diversified talks on different aspects. But today I will take you another important aspect, that's medicinal aromatic plants. So first of all, if we see what are medicinal plants and what are aromatic plants, medicinal plants by definition, we say simply any plant source, any botanical species that has a therapeutic property and which has fragrance. We say fragrance is aromatic, and which has therapeutic use, we can say it is medicinal. So anything which we get from these plants, it can be any part. It can be leaf, it can be root, it can be oil, it can be any part of this, it can be flower, which has a good health benefit. So we can say it has medicinal properties. So far as India is concerned, India has a very rich history of this medicinal use, of using the traditional systems of medicine, using Ayurvedic system of medicine, using a Unani system of medicine, using other Amchi and other systems of medicines. So we are having a very rich heritage of these traditional systems of medicines, which we use for different health benefits and overall therapeutic use in different forms. Sometimes they can be used as a whole plant, and sometimes any part of this plant can be used for this purpose. And they have different properties. They can be curative, they have healing properties, they may be these what I can say, they may be antibacterial, they may be antifungal, they have a lot of property, they may be anti-cancerous, they may be anti-inflammatory. So a lot of these plant sources have different properties which we explore. And on the other hand, aromatic plants have also the health benefits in different ways. It is actually the overall, these aromatic plants, we simply say they have pleasant odors and they contain these essential oils which are present in these aromatic plants, which are used directly in one way or other day for the health, for the benefits of the health, or for the welfare of the humankind in different ways, whether it is aromatherapy, whether it is the culinary applications of these plants, which we use, for example, which we use in our traditional system, like we use melissa, like we use oregano, like we use thyme and all that. So we can use them for overall health benefits and all that. These plants, medicinal aromatic plants, if we see, they have been used since centuries and centuries in our day-to-day life in one form or the other form. We can take sometimes directly the roots, sometimes we take the leaves, sometimes we take the roots, and sometimes we take the whole plant for the overall benefit of the mankind. So It is not a new thing to India, and it is not a new thing to this place as well. We have a very rich history of using the traditional system of medicine in our day-to-day life. And even in today's time, in modern system of medicine, these medicinal plants are used in one form or the other, maybe directly or indirectly, for the overall health benefits and all that. So some of the examples of these medicinal plants, we have mint, which we use in daily life. We have thyme, which we use in our daily life. We have stevia, we have lemon balm, we have yarrow, we have basil, we have sage, we have lavender, we have oregano, we have parsley, we have saffron, and we have rosemary. So all of these plants, whether they are medicinal, whether they are aromatic, they have the overall health benefits in one way or the other way. If we see that India is a home to so many of the endemic medicinal plants, and as per some reports mentioned in British Pharmacopoeia, 50% of these medicinal plants which are mentioned in British Pharmacopoeia, they have been found in these northwestern Himalayas, in Jammu and Kashmir, in Himachal, in Assam, Sikkim, and all that. So large area of these medicinal aromatic plants have been found in these Himalayan ranges of these plants and all that. So we have a very rich history of these medicine plants. And in this case, this UT of Jammu and Kashmir, including Ladakh as well, has a very rich this diversity or plant diversity of these medicinal aromatic plants. If we see the diversity of the plants in India, probably it is the only country in the world which have 15 agroclimatic zones in India. It is one of the richest out of the 17 mega biodiversities. It is one of the hottest biodiversity countries in the world. It contributes roughly around 7% of the world biodiversity. India is repository of almost 8,000, more than 8,000 medicinal aromatic plants. And these medicinal plants are distributed from northwestern Himalayas to marine and desert to rainforest ecosystems and all that. And these are the 15 different agroclimatic zones which are found in India. And probably because of this varied climatic condition variations from north, very hot and humid, to temperate in Jammu and Kashmir, and very cold desert region of Ladakh and all that, and then other agroclimatic conditions in eastern part and all that. So this is as a result of this, that is why we called it a very hot spot of plant biodiversity and all that. So market sector of, and the value of the genetic resources in US billions, if we see, this is the overall marketing trend, which is based on 10 Brink system, which is 2017 report. And as per this report, it is the overall distribution of these medicinal aromatic plants. Where is the contribution of these medicinal aromatic plants sectors and US billion dollars? In personal care, 12, in herbal supplements, in agricultural seeds, food and beverages, biotechnology, and in pharmaceutical industry, it is 640 billion US dollars. So if we see that the overall, it is estimated to be one of the richest source of medicinal aromatic plants, and which is, as per one estimate, growing at a speed of almost 15% CAGR. So we have a rough estimate that it will touch 5 trillion by 2050. So if we see the similarly the global nutraceutical, cosmeceutical, and biopesticide market, which is estimated to 117 billion, 42 billion, and 1.3 billion respectively, as per this reference and all that. So as already mentioned, that India is very rich in these plant resources and all that. Over 9,000 plants have been known which have commercial as well as medicinal uses, and they are found in various cultures and various countries. And out of these 2,500, they are already traded in international market. And in India, about almost 1,100 medicinal aromatic plant species are in trade, out of which 242 species has a demand of more than 100 metric tons per year, as per the data National Medicinal Plant Board 2018 estimates and all that. So that means a good number of medicinal aromatic plants are already in the market, and it has a very vast scope to enter into the diversified agriculture for sustainable growth and development of this country, so far as the agriculture sector is considered. And as we all know, that agriculture contributes to a very greater extent towards the national GDP. So this sector can become an alternative strategy, alternative crop diversification opportunity to increase the productivity and best use of sustainable land use management in that way. So some of the examples of these medicinal aromatic plants, if we see these, in fact, I'm just mentioning those plants in which we are working and in which we have developed end-to-end agro-technological packages of practices where we are working, our organization is working from the last almost 5 decades on different aspects, whether it is isolation, whether it is agrotechnology, whether it is their cultivation, whether it is the conservation, whether it is the isolation of the bioactive molecules or the drug development, where we do the different in vivo studies against different animal models for the screening of these molecules for their potency and their efficacy as well. So some of these plant sources: lavender, rose, antigeranium, rosemary, rose, saffron, lemongrass, mint, and falsa. We have almost all of these are growing in our farms, and we have developed a good package of practices for all of these crops. Medicinal plants, we have a good repository of more than 100 medicinal aromatic varieties, medicinal plant species, which we are growing in our farm. Hello? Hello? Hello?
हाँ जी डॉक्टर साहब, हाँ हाँ बोलिए.
Am I audible?
Audible. Yes, sir, you are
Okay,
Yeah,
audible.
okay. Okay, done. Thank you. Thank you very much. So medicinal plants, for example, Artemisia, which we commonly called as here in Tetuan in local language, Podophyllum, Vanavangun, Dioscorea is also a very important plant, a very rich source of these diazogenin and other steroid hormones. And Dandelion, Inula racemosa, Atropa, Ignitia, a memory enhancer, Epimedium, very good medicinal plant, which in fact 1100 species of this medicine plant have been found in China. But we have calculated one important, we have observed that one species of this Epimedium, that's Epimedium elatum, has been found in this northwestern Himalaya, which we collected and reported for the first time in this from the Kashmir Valley. Virginia, also a very important plant, which we grow in our farms in a very large scale as well as in controlled conditions. If we see roughly the value and the uses of these medicinal aromatic plants, Annular racemosa, which we call commonly here as pushkar mool, its uses are antifungal, antibacterial, anti-inflammatory. Its rate per kg, dry weight is 200 to 300 per kg, and demand in this country is almost 50 million tons per year. So like that way, Terminalia, which we do not grow here, but Susuria we grow here. Susuria, we have Susuria 2 species, Susuria costus and Susuria lapa, which we commonly called as quat. So we have a quat act also here in this region, which prohibits the use or illegal cultivation or illegal exploitation of this medicinal, very high value medicine plants, which has tremendous uses in pharmaceutical and drug industry, both antiseptic, diuretic, hepatoprotective, antiviral, anticonvulsant, anti-arthritic, and the rate varies from 200 to 300 rupees per kg of its fruit. Lavandula angustifolia, which is an exotic crop, and we have successfully introduced this crop probably a century before in this farm, in our farms, and we have developed the complete package of practices of this crop. And a good now this crop is not growing in our farms alone; it has come to the farmers' land, and a large area of this area has been covered under the cultivation of this lavender in different regions of the Jammu and Kashmir, including Gurez, Bandipora, Doda, Pir Panchal ranges and all that, and which has given a birth to a very famous revolution. We have heard about Green Revolution, we have heard about White Revolution, that has led to a new revolution that is called as Purple Revolution. Purple Revolution has given birth because of the extensive use of our institute for the cultivation, for its propagation, for its large scale production of the oil and that different products of the lavender, which we get in the form of oil, whether we got it in the form of tinctures, whether we got in the form of phyto extracts, or whether we get in the form of different value-added products, whether they are soaps, whether they are perfumes, whether they are what I can say, these sprays, room sprays, or different types of creams and all that, that after all value addition, this whole work is done. But still lot of work needs to be done, because this is a crop that has really changed the livelihood of the common people, common farmer, where a person who was getting roughly maybe 2,000 rupees per canal, or maybe for example 10-20,000 per acre, now he's getting, or maybe maximum 30 to 40,000 rupees. Now a farmer is getting probably 3 to 5 lakh rupees per acre from by growing or by cultivating these types of crops like lavender and all that. Our institute had developed a complete package of practices. In the coming slides, I will show you the different processing, the different cultivation protocols, and the different processing technologies that our institute and some of the value-added products that we have developed in this case, in this plant. Then we have valeriana, which we called as mushkibala, different uses, and the rate is 180 to 200 rupees. Actually, this is very low. As per the new data, it is very high. So this is also in very great demand. And Rosmarinus opiscellularis, which we also grow, which is now called as Salvia rosmarinus. So like that way, it is also a very important aromatic crop, which has a very tremendous use in hair loss, in depression, as used as an antioxidant, as a culinary herb also. We have Picrorhiza curua, which is called as kutiki, which is a hepatoprotective and liver respiratory ailments. It has a very important role to play in the control of that, and it has very tremendous demand in the industry. So rate per kg is almost 1,500 to 2,000 rupees per kg dry weight basis, and the demand is almost 500 metric tons per year. So like that way, we have Tagetes minuta, which is called as wild marigold here. It has also different uses, and the oil is sold in this range. So like that way, we have Simbopogon, which is growing in other part, that is probably the Jammu region, because it is a tropical and subtropical crop. So like that way, we have a very rich repository of almost 100 species of medicine aromatic plants, which we are growing in our gene bank in different farms that we have in Gulmarg, Yarika, we have Verinag farm in Anantnag, we have Srinagar, we have a very big farm in Bonira, Pulwama, where the cultivation and large scale cultivation of these processing as well as cultivation of these medicine aromatic plants is done at a large scale. So we have developed agrotechnology of almost 15 of these crops, almost 7 to 8 medicinal plants and 7 to 8 aromatic plants, and variety has also been released in different crops that our institute is working on different aspects. So if we see the global market of these medicinal plants, the global status, if we see these are the number of medicinal and aromatic plants that have been discovered worldwide, and out of these 1/3 have been found to have the property of medicinal uses. And as per some estimates, 80% of the population in developing countries depend on these medicinal plants in one way or the other way to meet their regional or the primary healthcare needs in one way or the other way. They use these medicinal plants either in the form of a tincture, they use it in the form of a simple powder, they use it in the simple form of a leaf or a tea or anything that helps them in different types of treatment for different types of disease and all that. And it has been estimated by, as per the global estimates by WHO, that 25% of the prescribed drugs that are present in the modern system of medicine contain the plant sources in one way or the other way. They may be fully plant-based, or they contain some part as a precursor or as a main source from the plants. For example, the case is of podophyllum, which contains a drug called as podophyllatoxin, which is used and which is obtained from a plant called as Podophyllahexandrum that I shown in my previous slide. That this is called as vanwangun or banwangun in local language, and the drug obtained from this plant is called as podophyllatoxin, and in US it is Podophyllum peltatum. And this Podophyllum peltatum is this podophyllatoxin, which we obtain from this Podophyllum peltatum and Podophyllahexandrum, is used for synthesis of two known anti-cancer drugs, that is etoposide and tenofovir. So it is already available in the US market, FDA approved drug, this etoposide and tenofovir, and the base is podophyllatoxin. This is the demand and supply of the medicinal plants in India. If we see, these are the total number of traded species, almost 1,200 species are traded, and out of these total medicinal plants, 240 are in high demand. So where the requirement of more than 100 metric tons per year is of almost 242, which are already in the export market, and the trade is already going on. And if we see the use of these medicine plants in different types, different systems of medicine from time to time, Ayurveda, Siddha, Unani, Homeopathic, Western, and all that. So we can say that almost this is the number of the plant species that have been found in to have the use their use in different types of these traditional systems of medicine and all that. So if we see now the consumption, if we see the problem here out of this slide, the main point problem is that the majority of this area is red. So the majority of this area red means that the whole pressure is on the wild resources. the whole pressure is on the wild. Almost 75% of these plant sources, as on date, they are sourced from wild. And if we see the total cultivated the cultivated plant species, out of this number of the medicinal 1178, just 22% of the medicinal plant, that is number 54. So this number of the medicinal plants have been cultivated till date on a large scale or in an organized way. Imports almost 6%, forest is 47, that I say, forest is this whole red, and then wastelands and all that, that is 25%. So overall, it means that it offers a great scope towards the sustainable use of the land resources in diversified agriculture by using the medicinal aromatic plants, because it offers a great opportunity not to use the land resources in a proper way, in a profitable way, but in a very sustainable way, so that our ecosystem can also be conserved and better returns can be obtained. And overall, once we grow these medicinal aromatic plants, overall it will provide us the better health options. We can get better because if we see the today trend, now the trend is getting reversed. Now people are becoming more cautious towards the use of modern medicines because of their side effects, because of the problem. So 10 times a person is right now thinking, shall I take this medicine or not? So keeping in view that thing, now people are now using, now they are showing the interest, and as per the data also, they are showing the interest towards the traditional systems of medicine. They use these herbal medicines, they use these herbal formulation, even in shampoo, the daily needs of shampoo. People are now taking the shampoo or anything which we take 10 times, they think, shall I take it, maybe it may not affect my health and all that. So keeping that thing in mind, this offers a great opportunity towards the cultivation of medicinal aromatic plants. It will in turn give us all the benefits, whether it is sustainable agriculture, whether it is crop diversification, and at the same time it will give us better returns and with the promising health benefits to mankind or to overall population as well. I don't want to discuss it again. This is the overall Indian scenario. We have 4 hot biodiversity spots. We have 102 national parks. We have 47 conservation reserves. We have 4 community centers, and they are spreading to every nook and corner of the India. So it is because of the varied agroclimatic conditions prevailing in this country. It has a very rich biodiversity of these medicinal plants, and we are having a very good position globally also. Overall in the world, it has been found that 760,000 these plant species have been found, and in India almost 63,000 plants have been found. And out of this, it offers a great scope for us that we can use, and out of this almost 1200 have been found to have medicinal properties, or these medicinal aromatic properties, which can be used in different forms, and many of these, probably almost 300 plants have already are in trade in great demand. This is the world market scenario. I don't want to go into this detail again. I will just focus in, this is the scenario of India, that India as a treasure house of valuable medicinal aromatic plants, it is ranked 6th or 7th among the 12 mega biodiversity countries of the world. And the area of cultivation has increased almost more than double from the last, I have the data from 2005 to 2015. So if we see the area under cultivation of these medicinal aromatic plants in 2005 was 262,000 hectares, and now it has in 2015, as per the data of the National Medicinal Plant Board, it has crossed 633,900 hectares in just a span of 10 years. So it is, I can say, maybe triple, not more, double only, it is triple area under cultivation of these crops within a span of just 10 years. And simultaneously, the production has also increased from 202,000 metric tons, 2,000 tons in 2005 to 22,000 tons in just this time, from 2005 to 2015. It is almost 5 times more. It is five-fold increase in the overall yield of the production, or the production of different products, whether it is oil, whether it is the dried herbs, whether it is the extracts, whether it is the teas, in whatever forms these herbal products have been increased in a span of 10 years. The production has also simultaneously increased. So among the states, Rajasthan is having the highest area under the cultivation of medicinal aromatic plants, almost 56%, followed by Uttar Pradesh, almost 25%. So Madhya Pradesh ranks first in the production wise, and simultaneously with a share of almost 44%, and Rajasthan with a share of 19%. So total exports of herbal drugs and these extracts is estimated at 1,35,000 metric tons, and the consumption demand of medicinal plants by domestic herbal industry was 1,95,000 metric tons. So it offers, this is the domestic use alone. So if we see the export market, so it offers us a great opportunity towards the cultivation of this medicine plant. Now let us talk about this region of this Himalayan region. So what is the stats of the Himalayan region of these medicinal plants, because we have worked in this sector. So out of these species, we have found almost 8,500 medicinal plants, 7 total species have been found. And out of these, 4,000 have been found to be endemic to this region alone. They are not found in other parts of the world or maybe other parts of the country. They have a unique composition. They offer for example, I was discussing about one example of the podophyllum from which we get podophyllatoxin. So if we see the which in our northwestern Himalayas, we have podophyllum hexandrum. It contains the drug, this podophyllatoxin, as high as 5% on dry weight basis. But the American podophyllum, which is Podophyllum peltatum, contains, it is available on the literature also. It is available, you can see by the literature also, it contains just 0.25% of this drug. So 0.25% and the 5%, it makes a huge difference. So that means it offers the uniqueness of this plant to this region because of the unique climatic conditions and the overall this composition of the secondary metabolites and all that. Himalayas region as considered as one of the hot spots of these medicinal aromatic plants and very important gene pool resources of India. So they have a different altitudinal ranges which vary from 1,000 to 5,000 meters above sea level. And because of this varied climatic conditions in ecoclimatic, in temperature, in altitude, and because of other factors and all that, it is these climatic conditions which offers this biodiversity rich status to this region and all that. This is some of the examples of this podophyllum which I was discussing. This is called as, this is the fruit of this plant, berry. This is the plant shape. It is trillium. It is podophyllum. This plant is podophyllum, and this is Susuria. So this is the Jammu, Kashmir, and Himachal. Overall, I have shown on the graph. So if we see Jammu, Kashmir at a glance, including Ladakh, that we have almost here, we have different coordinates, different ranges, and there are almost 22 districts. In Jammu, these are the districts of Jammu, these are the districts of Kashmir, and these are the 2 districts of Ladakh. But our overall, my point is that it is because of this. See, in north, in Jammu, we have tropical or maybe subtropical. In Kashmir, we have temperate to alpine, and in Ladakh, we have very cold desert conditions. So because of this variation, the temperature varies from 40 plus to minus 40. In Ladakh, there is a place called as Dras, where the temperature in winters goes as low as minus 40. It is the second coldest place on earth, which is having the population where the people live. So like that way, it is because of this overall, the main idea of this slide is because of the variety. I'm not talking about the country. Now I'm talking about this region alone. Overall, the scenario is almost same, because of the varied climatic conditions throughout the country and this region, this Himalayan region. Why it is unique so far as the biodiversity of plant biodiversity is concerned, it is probably because of this uniqueness in agroclimatic conditions and all that. In very temperate conditions in Kashmir, to very cold conditions in Ladakh, to very tropical conditions or subtropical conditions in Jammu region. So because of this variation in climatic conditions, it harbors a very diverse population of medicinal aromatic plants. If we see in Kashmir region, we have found that almost 500 out of the 1172, those total mentioned, we have found this much number of medicinal plants in different regions. In Jammu region, in Kashmir region, and in Ladakh. So overall, it offers us a great opportunity that out of this almost 1123 medicinal aromatic plants which have been reported, there are various number of medicinal plants which have now already entered into the red data book, where the population has got depleted and their number has also got depleted. And it is almost a home to this Jammu and Kashmir, including Ladakh, has been considered home to very diverse number of medicinal plants which are found in this Himalayan range. And there are also a very good number of medicinal plants which have now become endangered due to their overexploitation or unscientific utilization of these medicinal aromatic plants, because no organized effort has been taken for the large scale cultivation, for the large scale growth and all that. However, some organization like ours and maybe some departments like NMVB from the last 1.5 decade are taking some efforts towards the conservation of these medicinal aromatic plants. So the red highlighted plants are those which have already entered into the red data book, which are now threatened species. If we see overall the land use or the land use capacity of these three regions, or the total area which is under which the total area of the total three regions, Jammu, Kashmir, and Ladakh, the unutilized area is this much square kilometers. This much square kilometers area is wastelands, and this much area is percentage of the overall, if we say, which is totally unutilized or underutilized. It is 37 in Jammu, 37 in Kashmir, and in Ladakh, it is almost 98% of this area, which is either unutilized totally or it is underutilized. Yani, we cannot use it as per its true potential and all that. So now if we see overall of this region, overall of these three regions, it is almost 72% of the land, which is 72% of the total area, which is still unutilized or underutilized, where we have not fully utilized. So this offers us a great opportunity towards the cultivation of these medicinal aromatic plants, because normally these medicinal aromatic plants, we encourage people to grow particularly on such type of lands which are not having any crops, or which we can use in association as an intercrop with other crops, whether it is your apple, whether it is your maize, whether it is your this what I can say garlic, whether it is your vegetables and all that. So we have done many experiments where we have used these crops as an intercrop, medicinal aromatic plants as an intercrop with different crops to increase the land use management capacity overall for the better economic returns and all that. These are some of the crops which are found in Jammu region. These are some of the high value medicinal plants which are found in Kashmir region. This is Sasuria that I was discussing, Aconitum, Arnebia, Kazaban and Inula, and Hyoscyamus. So like that way, we have different types of medicinal plants which are endemic to Ladakh region alone. Prangos is a very important plant. Drosophilum is a very important plant. Ephedra is a very important plant, which are endemic to Ladakh region alone, or may be found in other parts, but in very less number and all that. So these are some of the commercially important medicinal plants which we use, milk thistle, ginseng and all that. So it is actually this Dabar Chamanprash which contains the ginseng, or maybe some formulations of Echinacea angustifolia, which we grow here as memory enhancer or growth supplement. These are some of the other commercially important medicinal aromatic plants which we grow. So overall, the cultivation of these medicinal aromatic plants towards the entrepreneurship development, it offers a great opportunity for entrepreneurship development, and in turn, it can help us in different ways. It can engage farmers and laborers, because it needs engagement of the farmers. So we need to have good labor involved in it. It can be used for processing and value addition. It can have different options for marketing distribution. Then there is a component of research and development. And at the same time, the main point, which is ecotourism. So now we have made a very good park, Lavender Park, in this beautiful tourist place of Pahalgam with Aro Valley. It is called as Aro Valley Lavender Park with the help of JK Tourism Development Corporation there, and that Lavender Park is already growing there. And besides that, we have also tried in Manasbal tourist place. So these activities are going on. Besides giving a good opportunity for employment generation, it offers us a good opportunity for ecotourism development or the ecosystem development and management, and it can give us in turn, that is the talk of the day, or the today modern slogan, or this today's slogan, that is skill development. And besides that, it offers a great opportunity not for, in fact, male this populace alone, it for women folk also, it offers a great opportunity for value addition and all that. So besides that, it had other opportunity that it offers, because these medicinal aromatic plants have a tremendous market, has a tremendous potential for export purposes. So they can in turn offer a great opportunity for revenue generation using export potential of these crops as well. Future prospects of this herbal industry, it is increasing day by day. It offers good scope because of the vast utilization of these plants and all that. And in our day-to-day life, we use these plant sources in different farms. So it has a great scope for future. I don't want to go into this detail. This is the scope of the aromatic plants. They can be used in flavor and fragrance industry. At the same time, they can be used for medicinal purposes, whether it is their oil or whether they are the bioactive constituents which we get from these oils and all that. And in essential oil, flavor and fragrance sciences, they are used as the main component which we obtain from these medicinal aromatic plants is the essential oil, which has a tremendous market. So almost all the daily use products, whether it is your toothpaste, whether it is soap, whether it is a perfume, whether it is car freshener, so everything contains synthetic these oils and all that. So we have a very good opportunity if the natural essential oils can be used for this purpose and all that, so that we can get better health benefits from this also. So also it has a great scope and it has a great prospects to grow, and this industry is growing very rapidly. It is having a very tremendous demand both domestically as well as in international market. And as we know now, people used to remain quite active. They use different types of these what I can say deodorants, perfumes, soaps, creams, lotions and all that. So by that way, we have a great opportunity if we can get these crops cultivation of these crops, so that in existing cropping system they can be very viable source or a very viable component for the overall existing economic returns or economic benefits from the overall agro ecosystem development or the agroecological development of any system and all that. And medicinal aromatic plants can play a very important role in the existing cropping system, because the traditional crops, for example, which we grow, whether it is rice, whether it is maize, whether it is these pulses and all that, so or maybe for that matter apple and all that. So in this sector, these types of crops, or maybe for other types of perennials, this can offer us a great opportunity. And this is normally going on sync with sync. For example, wherever we find forest, we find a good number of medicinal plants growing there, because most of these plants love shade. So it will be a mutual benefit, and hopefully the better returns can be obtained from cultivation of these crops. And it will offer us another opportunity in the existing cropping system that we normally use by cultivating medicinal aromatic plants in a very big way and all that. This I have already shown. This is some of the pictorial representation of these aromatic plants which we grow in our farms. This is the lavender nursery. These are some of the herbal products, and this is the oil that we get when we do the analysis of this harvesting of these crops and all that. And then value added products. This is overall representation of some of the other crops, whether it is lavender, whether it is salvia, clarisage and all that, which are grown in our farms in a very big way. I will just give example of one or two crops. It is not possible to give a detailed description of all these crops. I will just try to highlight one or two crops which we are growing at a large scale, and where end-to-end package of practices have been developed. So any farmer, anyone who is interested to grow these crops can approach us for such technologies and all that. The lavender, its oil, mainly the main constituents present in this oil are linalool and linalool acetate. Although there are other compounds, maybe 200 or 300 constituents are present in its oil, but its quality is determined by these two constituents, that is linalool and linalool acetate. So this determine the overall. And if we compare the percentage of linalool and linalool acetate with the Western countries, because lavender is grown also in France, Bulgaria, UK, in US and other European countries, because the climatic resemblance and all that. So we have seen ours is doing better than that, and this linalool and linalool acetate percentage is quite high as compared to the international grown cultivars and all that is available. It can be used internationally. It is used commercially for mainly the essential oil, and it has different uses. It can have other health benefits. Its uses are, lavender oil is used to treat a variety of health conditions. It is used for headaches, depression, nervousness, insomnia, exhaustion, and in relieving muscle spasms. It is used also in balms, perfumes, cosmetics, and tropical applications. It is also used as a spice or condiment in pastas, salads, dressings, and desserts. So overall, if we see, it offers a great opportunity for overall health benefits. And now a modern trend is happening, that is the aromatherapy, where people get the massaging and other treatments for their skin development and all that, or skin this beautification and all that. So they get using these types of oils, lavender and all that. And besides that, it plays a very important role in treating insomnia, which is a common problem right now in our population. We have developed the complete package of practices. It needs this type of soil. It needs the pH between this and this. Only condition here is it must not be a waterlogged soil. Otherwise, other than that, it can be grown on any types of soil. We normally grow it by cuttings. These are some of the photographs, how we cultivate it, how we do it the large scale propagation. And in large scale propagation, we do the nursery management, and so that under this mission, like Aroma Mission and other societal development projects, we supply the planting material to farmers, growers in different regions, and it has given us a very great boost, and it is now a successful model and described by Honorable Prime Minister many a times in his Man Ki Baat and other talks, and highlighted this agri-entrepreneurship, this venture where people have benefited, which not to double the farmers' income. In fact, it has 5 times or 3 times or 4 times increase is happening because of the cultivation of such type of crops, particularly lavender, rose, clary sage, and other crops. This is the overall thing. If we see, it can have this oil yield almost to 30 kgs, which is roughly almost at the rate of 10,000 per kg. It will give us 3 lakh rupees per hectare. And besides that, we have some value-added products from it. We have lavender water from it. We get lavender plants from it. So roughly, we can get 5 lakh to 6 lakh rupees per hectare by cultivating lavender, such like crops. And in turn, it can help us in ecosystem development and other health benefits as well. This is a difference which I have shown. So we have grown it in high altitude as well as in low altitude. So it is growing nicely because it's a very resilient crop. It withstands the very cold temperature. It is how we do the processing in our farms. This is a lavender spikes, and this lavender spikes and all that we do the harvesting in the month of June, July, and then we go it for its processing and all that and got oil from it. This is how the processing is done using a distillation facility, and then the different value-added products are obtained from it, whether it is your water, whether it is your oil, whether it is your cream, whether it is your rose water, or it is your lavender creams, or different types of soaps and all that have been prepared. This is the quality profile of this lavender oil. As I was discussing, the two major constituents, linalool and linalool acetate, they are quite high, 25 and 44. So they are better than what international oils in these European countries and all that have shown. So it is internationally accepted lavender oil. This is the total economics. If we see roughly, almost one can earn the gross return from it is 2.5 to 4.5 lakhs per hectare. And the cost of production is 1 to 1.5 lakh. That is only during the first year. But however, such missions like Aroma Mission and other societal development projects, which our institute is running, probably we are providing the quality planting material free of cost to the farmers. So probably this may get well reduced to mere 50,000 or maybe less than that, because planting material we are providing, and this technology, the overall demonstration and overall this how we grow it, how we cultivate it, the technical guidance and all that is provided by our organization. This is how the rose water, lavender water, and other soaps are prepared from this oil. This is the value addition. This is the lavender park our institute has maintained with the help of, in collaboration with PDA, Pahalgam Development Authority, in the very foothills of Aro Valley. This is another very important crop, very high costly crop, Rosa damascena, Damashq rose, or rose gulab. It has different uses, it has different properties. As we know, it is antidepressant, antiseptic, antispasmodic, sedative, aging, broken veins, depression, and all that. So it is overall herbage is this much number, and roughly we have calculated that one can earn almost 5 lakh rupees per hectare when we cultivate this type of rose, which is aromatic rose called as Rosa damascena. We have also a local rose here called as Kashmiri rose. So such crops can be introduced with other crops, and we prefer that in border lining and all that, or the edges of any plot in agriculture system, we can grow such crops. Besides giving a production, one can get a good return out of it. These are some of the products which we get after distillation and its processing, whether it is your rose water, rose oil, and all that. This is another crop, clary sage. very important crop, just like lavender and all that. This is the entrepreneurship opportunities through such cultivation of these crops and all that. So overall, I can say that cultivating such crops can offer good opportunity. So some of the success stories that we have developed during the last few years are that we have conducted the training programs, we have conducted the different awareness programs in different regions, different parts of the country within the UT of J&K and in other parts of this Ladakh and maybe in the rest of the country also as well, so that we can spread. It is not only the lavender which we grow here. In fact, we have lemongrass, we have rosa grasses and other that are grown in other parts of the country as well. So this is a very famous this mission that is going on. So we can say these are some of the media highlights, and this has led to the birth of famous Purple Revolution and all that. Thank you all for your patient hearing. If you have any queries, if you have any questions, please go ahead.
Ask.
Thank you, sir, for a very enlightening and engaging talk. It was really nice. You touched upon so many aspects of medicinal and aromatic plants, giving the not only the national perspective but also the global perspective as well, and also providing